Okay, let's get back to this. Start the Mishnah over. Tzadi 98. Kol Yisrael yesh lam chekel ha'babo. All Jews have a share in the world to come. Quotes the pasuk. Second line. Ve'elu she'en lam chekel ha'babo. But who forfeits that right in Olam Haba? Who forfeits the right? Home ain't chiyas hamesim min haTorah. This is very important. This ain't chiyas hamesim min haTorah. So we'll take a look in Rashi over here. Take a look in Rashi. Home ain't chiyas hamesim min haTorah. Shekofa b'midroshim d'darshina b'gmar l'kamon. Minan l'chiyas hamesim min haTorah. The Gemara is going to bring about 10 sources, maybe more, to show that chiyas hamesim is a reality. I don't think in Shas you find so many sources, something being sourced over and over again. That's because it's just to indicate how fundamental this is. It's such a fundamental belief of chiyas hamesim. So the person rejects the proofs. We'll see in a moment, Rashi. He believes, he accepts the Masorah. There is going to be chiyas hamesim. How do you know? I believe it. Because logically, rationally, if God gives reward and punishment, there has to be chiyas hamesim. But all the drushes, which are really irrefutable, he says, well, you know something, that I don't accept. So therefore, but if you believe in the principle, why don't you have a share in the world to come? So Rashi explains. You hear this? Even if he accepts and he believes that the dead will be resurrected. But he says, but there's no allusion. The Torah doesn't allude to this. Kofiru. He's considered a heretic. He accepts the principle, but he denies and he rejects all the allusions in the Torah, the psukim, that those aren't the allusions to this. Why? What's the value of his belief? How does he know? Because he believes that. Therefore what? If the Torah goes and alludes to it, and it's rooted in fact, see, if it's a Torah, so that's the Masorah. The Torah is Misinai, and we know it's Misinai because that's our Masorah, because our parents told us, good. And how do we know this is an illusion? The Torah Shabbat Peh is also part of Masorah. Well, I believe it is. I accept it. But if the Torah wouldn't be Meramiz, right? Wouldn't allude to it, but he's rejecting it. So how do you know? I believe it. She says, but what's the value of his belief? I'll mention something. Hilkach kofek gomru. Therefore, he's considered an absolute heretic, although he believes in the principle. So it's interesting. So every day a person says the 13 principles, tenets of Jewish faith. That there's going to be chiyas hamesim. The person never studied Sanhedrin. So he doesn't know the psukim. Right? So what is his belief? His belief is the Masorah. He's ignorant. He's not saying it's not a look. Here the person, we cite sources. He says, I didn't accept the sources. So where are you coming from? Person who says, Ani Mamin, and he's never learned the Gemara, he's not rejecting anything. He says, it's sourced somewhere. Do I know? I don't know everything. Right? He doesn't. So, okay, it's not a problem. Here we cite the verses, the psukim, and he says, something to me doesn't seem to be. Of course, but I believe. I think this also has to do with the Rambam, the famous Rambam, which I mentioned many times over the years. It says, Lo sifnu ela lilim. A Jew is not permitted to turn to idol worship. So the Rambam writes, the Hilchos Avodah Zarah doesn't mean say, what do you mean you shouldn't turn to idol worship? So Rashi says, whatever it means, beginning of Kedoshim, he says that a person's belief is rooted in his intellect. A person says, smart, he says, I investigated all the religions, and I think the religion which is makes the most sense is monotheism, Judaism. So Rambam says, a human being, its daito shalodom has limitation. One's intelligence is limited. Today you may feel convinced. Tomorrow something may happen, you're not so convinced tomorrow. So because a person based on his mind, he has certain limitations. You don't see everything simultaneously. Today it's one thing. Tomorrow an event may happen which will change your perception and your position. So therefore, what does it have to be rooted in? It has to be rooted in Kabbalah Satorah. It has to be rooted in Sinai. It's rooted in Sinai. What is the basis for my belief? It's my Masorah. Now, intellectually, I prove that just by living life, seeing what is and what's not. But what is the foundation? Foundation is my Masorah. So therefore, it's unrelated to my intellect. It's the same thing over here. If it starts with your intellect, ends with your intellect, therefore what? It means nothing. But if it's merumas in the Torah, the psukim, and the psukim allude to it, and that's the basis, and now I say on top of that, I understand it, so even if you go and you refute my, logically, you may say it doesn't make sense, it's irrelevant, but the Torah says so. And the Torah is fact, God said so, it's going to be. Therefore, in one situation, he's called a kofir. And the Rashi says, what's the value of him and his belief? What is the basis to even know what he's saying? He believes, therefore what? The belief starts with your belief and ends with your belief. That's where it is. The end, it's always the Torah, we say, Shnei ksuvim b'ke'echadim lamdin, shlosh ksuvim. There's such a basic principle, tchias hamesim. The Torah has to reiterate it. It's not only in Psukim in the Torah, it's in Novi too. Novi and in Ksuvim. Continuously reiterated over and over and over again this principle. That's how fundamental this principle is. There are many things we can't prove. Could you prove that there's a God? You can't prove there's a God. That's what I'm saying, right?
You always hear people, people that always have questions. They go, well, show me somebody who came back. So you need multiple levels.
There's a certain person, I'm not going to mention names. This person's father. Somebody who comes here once in a while. Whatever. He should have died 90 times over. And he had events, came back, and even not too long ago. He had a heart issue, something. He had a whatever, cardiac arrest. They wrote him off. He's not coming back. They revived him, something else. He should have been brain damaged, because oxygen deprivation, this, that, fully functioning. And the man's going strong in his late 70s, arrogant as arrogant could be, despises Yiddishkeit. He's a Jew. Despises it with a passion. There's no question, Doc, it's a miracle that you're alive. Many miracles. Where you come from? The level of arrogance, you know what I mean? It's rooted in, what do you mean? Consider it. Wouldn't consider it for a second. Whatever he attributes it to. You know?
Can this be applied to Yisrael?
Okay, we have to do halacha now. We'll get to Yisrael tomorrow. Whatever. Yeah, but how could he not see it? Not even consider it. You go to the Niagara Falls. You're impressed to some degree, right? Guy passes by like he's driving down past the Hudson River. It's not comparable. Because the Torah says 2 witnesses is absolute evidence. So whether you have 100, yeah, I understand that. But as a human being, it's something we have to internalize this. Okay. Of course. But here the experience is the other way. They should shed some light on his life. Guy's in the dark.